All right, let's talk about something that can be, well, super frustrating. We're diving into this mystery. Why do some people seem to absolutely love relationship drama? I mean, they don't just find it, they seem to create it. Let's get right into it.
Have you ever been there? The fight is done, you're exhausted, you're ready to make up, but your partner feels like they're just getting started. It's like they're actually enjoying it. Well, if you've ever felt that way, listen up, because you are not imagining things.
So here's the thing we're going to unpack today. For a certain type of person, all that conflict, it's not just the speed bump on the relationship highway. Nope, it's the actual destination. And the good news is, this is a pattern we can actually spot, we can understand, and yeah, we can even work to change it. Okay, so first up, we're going to look at what this whole drama addiction thing even looks like. What are the signs? Then we'll get into the really juicy part, the psychology behind why it's even a thing.
All right, let's start with the what. We're going to run through some of the biggest, most obvious signs that someone isn't just finding chaos, they're actively looking for it.
Okay, sign number one, they see all the red flags, right? Like the giant waving in the wind kind of red flags. A terrible temper, someone who's clearly not over their ex, and they just blow right past them. Why? Because that little jolt of excitement, it feels way more important than the very real risk of getting hurt.
And then there's this classic move. They fall hard and fast. The honeymoon phase is just off the charts intense. But the second things calm down and get, stable, they're out. As soon as that initial adrenaline rush wears off, for them, the relationship is basically over.
And this is a really big one. For someone who's used to chaos, a normal, calm, steady relationship can feel, well, just boring, seriously boring. So they start to miss that roller coaster, those dramatic highs and lows of the whole breakup/makeup thing, because a stable relationship just feels flat.
So what happens when there's no drama to be found? Well, they make their own. It might not even be a conscious thing, but if things are peaceful for too long, they'll pick a fight, stir the pot, do something to break the quiet. And it's all about getting back to a place that, as weird as it sounds, feels more like home to them.
All right, so now we know what to look for. We've got the what down, but now we're going to get to the heart of it all, the why. Why do people do this? And trust me, this is where it gets really interesting. So experts actually have a name for this kind of pattern. They call them high conflict people, or HCPs for short. Now, it's super important to know this is not a medical diagnosis. It's really just a way to describe people who seem to get a real charge out of arguments, the ones who just thrive on conflict.
And one of the biggest reasons for all this, it actually comes down to what's happening inside our own brains. Believe it or not, for some people, the act of fighting and winning is, literally, like a drug.
Yeah, really. Communications expert Judith E. Glaser puts it perfectly. When we win an argument, our brain floods with this cocktail of adrenaline and dopamine. And that chemical rush, it makes us feel amazing, powerful, almost indestructible. And for some people, that feeling becomes something they crave, something they start chasing by starting more fights. But, it's not just about brain chemistry. There's a lot more going on under the surface. For one thing, there's familiarity. I mean, if you grew up in a really chaotic house, drama can actually feel, well, comfortable. It's the normal, Then you've got certain personality traits. Someone with narcissistic tendencies might use conflict as a way to feel powerful, to control the story. Sometimes it's a kind of self-protection. If you create chaos, you can keep people from getting too close, right? You avoid being truly vulnerable. And then there's this last one, which is honestly just wow. A study found that empathy levels dropped by almost 50% in 30 years. 50%! That means it's literally getting harder for people to understand the hurt they're causing with all this conflict.
And this is where it gets really serious, because this isn't just about arguments and hurt feelings. There's a major study from the National Institutes of Health that shows this kind of emotional roller coaster has a real, measurable cost when it comes to our mental health. So get this. The study found that it's not just about whether you're happy or unhappy in your relationship on average. It's the instability itself, the constant swing from high to low and back again, that predicts an extra 4% of depressive symptoms. So let me say that again. Just being on that roller coaster, even if there are good times, is a major risk factor for depression.
And of course, a pattern like this doesn't just stay inside the relationship. It's like dropping a rock in a pond. The ripples spread out and can end up damaging pretty much every part of your life.
And those ripples are huge. You're talking about serious mental health stuff like depression and anxiety. All that chronic stress, it takes a toll on your body. Your immune system gets weaker, your risk for heart problems goes up. It can totally alienate your friends and family. I mean, who wants to be around that all the time? And of course, that stress follows you to work, making it harder to focus and just dragging you down.
Okay, so after all that, you might be wondering, what on earth can we do? Well, here's the thing. The goal isn't to get rid of conflict completely. That's just not realistic. The real goal is to change how we do conflict, to turn it from something that destroys into something that actually builds.
So, here are 4 really practical rules you can use straight from the research. Number 1, pause and regulate. When things get too hot, call a timeout. But, and this is so important, you have to agree to come back to the conversation, maybe in 24 or 48 hours. Number 2, use I statements. It's a game changer. Instead of saying you never listen, try something like I feel unheard when. See the difference? Number 3, listen to understand. Don't just listen so you can figure out your next comeback. Actually try to hear what they're saying. And finally, number 4, collaborate. You're a team. The question should always be, how can we fix this, not how can I win?
Because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. If you handle it right, a disagreement doesn't mean your relationship is failing. Far from it. It's actually a chance to learn about each other, to build some real empathy, and to create a connection that's way stronger and deeper than before.
So I'm going to leave you with one final question to really think about in your own life. When you argue, is what you're doing building a bridge between you, or is it digging a giant chasm that just pushes you further and further apart? Because really, that choice is up to you.